Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know. Today is Monday, April 3rd, 2023. Number 1. Another spring weekend meant another string of deadly tornadoes that initially struck the South and the Midwest Friday before hitting the East Coast Saturday. A state of emergency was declared in Arkansas, the hardest hit of the more than a dozen states that felt the wrath of the storms. An EF3 tornado hit Little Rock and surrounding areas near Memphis with winds up to 165 miles an hour, cutting a wide swath and moving 20 to 25 miles while on the ground. Number 2. Calls for action rang throughout the Capitol building in Nashville, Tennessee Thursday. The protest followed days of mourning after Monday's mass shooting at a local grammar school in which 3 children and 3 adults were killed. Chanting, "Do something, the time is now, 6 dead, how many more, and do your job." Hundreds of mothers and fathers brought their children, while high school students and college students came on their own, demanding change and calling for additional gun safety. Number 3. There's a woman by the name of Marcela Castro with an office in Chihuahua, Mexico, more than 100 miles from the U.S.-Mexico border. Yet the distance doesn't prevent her from assisting women in the United States in circumventing recently imposed bans on abortion. From the headquarters of Maria Verde Chihuahua, an organization that has supported reproductive rights in northern Mexico, Castro and her colleagues provide shipments of abortion pills for women who want to terminate a pregnancy on their own. This abortion model, in which no travel, clinics, or prescriptions are needed, sparked interest in the U.S. and a surge of requests for help as the Supreme Court moved to eliminate the constitutional right to abortion last year. Number 4. Rasheem Carter, a 25-year-old black man, went missing October 2022. This was just 2 days after his last known sighting in Laurel, Mississippi, and after claiming he was being targeted by white men. On November 2nd of that year, Carter's remains were found in a wooded area south of Taylorsville. The Smith County Sheriff's Office reported it had no reason to believe foul play was involved. However, Carter's head was severed from his body, with his spinal cord recovered in an area separate from his head, and some of his body parts are still missing. One thing is for certain, this was not a natural killing. This was not a natural death. This represents a young man who was killed. Attorney Ben Crump said this during a press conference March 10th while releasing the findings of the autopsy report. Number 5. For Christians, the meaning of the resurrection of Jesus is that God raised Jesus from the dead on the 3rd day after his crucifixion. The resurrection was a clear signal from God that his Son, who had conquered death, was now Lord of all and had arrived to save all people from their sins. Read more about this miracle in today's Ministry Monday. Here's your daily inspiration from Yogi's Jewels. Creativity requires that you let go of how to think things should be. All right, join me today live on YouTube and Facebook at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central with the one and only comedian extraordinaire J. Anthony Brown and our social justice contributor, Coy Malone, as we discuss today's top headlines and more. Thank you to our What You Need to Know partner, the American Heart Association. To subscribe to my free daily newsletter, please visit SybilWilkes.com. Be informed, be empowered.